What's going on, guys? Reverence here, and today I'm going to be making a video talking about the new Warlock trees for Dragonflight. I'm going to talk about the standard Warlock trees. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Destro trees as well, and then I'm going to showcase a few duels that I had on Alpha against a few different players, just to show off a little bit of what we got going on over here on Alpha right now and how Warlock is looking as a class. So without further ado, I'm actually going to go ahead and jump right into that. All right, here we go. So right now what we're looking at is the standard Warlock class tree and the Destruction class tree. I've already slotted the talents that I want to run for right now. Keep in mind though, a lot of this stuff is probably going to end up changing before all this ever goes live. This is really just a first impression type of video, you know? Right now on Alpha we're all level 62, so we don't have all the talents to spend yet. We're gonna get 4 more per row here as we get to level 70, but for now this is what I'm running. So I slotted Fell Domination, Curse of Enfeeblement, which gives you Curse of Tongues and Exhaustion. I'm slotting Fell Armor. Soul Leech absorbs damage. 10% of damage taken is absorbed and spread out over until cancelled. Assuming, you know, it's supposed to have a number there, you know, for the duration. It also reduces your damage taken by 3%. That's really good. You got Demon Skin. Basically, same ability that you have on retail already. Just made a talent. You got Quick Fiends, which reduces the cooldown of Fell Domination. That's really good. There's a change they made to our kick. They removed Spell Lock from the Fell Hunter and made it an ability in our tree that now we can use, meaning we're no longer going to be reliant on the Fell Hunter to have a kick. So that means we can run Succubus, gain access to both Seduction and Kick. So that's really, really good. I like that. Next here, you got Accrued Vitality. You kind of have to take this so that you gain access to Demonic Circle. So I slotted that just to have access to circles, you know, for ports. Here you can choose between Howl of Terror or Mortal Coil. You know, for Destro, since we have Havoc, I chose Mortal Coil. So, you know, you can duplicate it. You'll also want Banish, but I'll be taking that later in the tree when we get more talents, just because I was doing different stuff before and I wanted to try this down here. Anyways, back up here, you took Wrathful Minion. Filling a Soul Shard increases the damage done by your primary pet by 5% for 8 seconds. That is insanely good. You got Demonic Inspiration. Filling a Soul Shard increases the haste of your primary pet by 5%. That's really good. Demonic Embrace, you want this too. You know, little more beefy, a little more stamina. It's really good to have. Coming down here, I slotted Sweet Souls as well. Your Healthstone heals you for an additional 10% of your max health. And anytime that a party or raid member uses a Healthstone, it also heals you for that amount as well. You have Lifeblood. I was doing a little bit of testing with this. So far, I don't really know how good this talent is going to be. I only had a few duels to test it in. The duels are really fast-paced. They're really fluent. So far, just from the dueling that I've done, it feels like there's not that many gimmicky one-shots like you have on retail. The dueling feels really smooth. It feels good. It feels insane. Demonic Gateway, you have to slot Wrathful Minion to gain access to that. Demonic Fortitude, this is another one I forgot to mention. You're definitely going to want Demonic Fortitude. This is really, really good. Solid to have. Very good choice. When we get more talents, I'm probably going to, you know, invest into Demonic Fortitude, Banish, Demonic Embrace, and something else. But for now, this is just what I'm running. You got Shadow Fury. I wish that they would make this either instant cast or a 0.5 second cast time. It feels really bad having it at a 1.3 second cast time, you know, because like if you need to, you know, trinket Shadow Fury to save your teammates, you know, this allows you to be kicked, and it feels bad. That and the 1 minute cooldown, like I don't understand why this still has such a long cooldown and a cast time. I feel like it should at least have a 30-second cooldown and be at the very minimum a 0.5 second cast time. You have Strength of Will or Demonic Durability. I feel like you're just going to take Strength of Will regardless, so that way your Unending Resolve is still 40%. Without the talent, it's only 25% damage reduction. So I feel like Strength of Will is just going to be too good to not have. Then, you know, obviously you got Dark Pact. That's a really good defensive ability. You have these two options, which I'm thinking are going to be good in PvP, but I'm not really sure which one to say as of right now. I feel like Frequent Donor is probably going to be the better one, just because it reduces the cooldown of Dark Pact by 15 seconds. I feel like that's going to be the go-to pick, but I could be wrong on that. Things are subject to change. Here you got Grimoire of Synergy. This is basically just the Relic of Demonic Synergy legendary that we have on retail currently. It's just made a talent. You get 2 charges of it. You have to slot both charges of it. You see how up here it says, well, I can't click it and make it stay. So right up here where it says rank 2 of 2, you get 2 points to invest into this. You have to invest both points to unlock the next talent that is linked to. So I took both of those just because that extra 10% really, really, really good. This row right here actually made me scream. Like, I hollered like a little girl. No shame. Shadow Flame. It's back. It's back. It's here. It still has the old animation, and it's just as slow. It doesn't do any damage anymore, which I'm totally fine with. I like the fact that it's a slow. This can be really, really good for like when you have melee on you and you got a port. So like, let's say a warrior's on you, you know, your port's behind a pillar. You got a port, get away from him. You know, you can Shadow Flame him and then port away. He's just kind of slowed there, not really able to do anything. It's going to make it hard for him to do much. He's going to have to commit some sort of mobility cooldown like Heroic Leap or Charge to get to you. Shadow Flame is going to be really, really good. Here you have Soul Burn. This is finally back, and it makes me so happy. So what you have a lot of options with this. It doesn't have a cooldown. That is amazing. I love that. So you can use this, expend a Soul Shard, gain some movement speed and immunity to snares and roots when you port. You can use that to kind of like, I guess, give yourself some mobility to try and live for a second. Like if a demon hunter is on you and you know you got to give him the laps around the pillar, that can be really, really good. Demonic Gateway being instant cast, like, I don't think people understand how amazing that is against melee teams. So like when you start an arena in Shadowlands, a common thing that you see quite a few melee players do is they'll run in and their very first thing that they're going to try to do is stop your gateway, whether by leap kicking, metamorphosis, and, you know, stunning, you know, something like that. They're going to try to stop your gateway. So having an instant cast is going to be really, really good. And then your Health Stone. This is the big one. You can macro, Soul Burn, and Health Stone, and it's literally just Warlock Lay on Hands. That's what it is. It's basically just Warlock Lay on Hands. And it increases your health by 20% for 12 seconds. It's so, so good. This next talent here is really amazing. I'm glad we have this again. Soul Link is a Warlock class ability now. It is no longer specific to demonology like it was in BFA and Shadowlands. You have access to this as any Warlock spec. This is going to be a mandatory must-have PvP talent. There's absolutely no way that you just don't run this. It's too good. So this talent here, I was trying to mess around with it, but it's not yet implemented, so I can't use it here on beta so far. I did slot it just to get access to Decimating Bolt. Bolt is currently bugged on the alpha, so I can't really give any thoughts about it so far. So I swapped out of these to run Pact of the Eridar and Dimensional Rift. Pact of the Eridar, Chaos Bolt increases the damage of Immolate by 10% for 6 seconds. You know, not a big deal. Really cool. I like that. This one right here is what gets me. This is the Destruction Warlock Legion artifact ability. Rips a hole in time and space, opening a portal that damages your target. This ability is nuts. I can open all 3 portals at once while somebody is sitting a full Seduce. And what I noticed, these portals do not break Seduce at all. So if they sit the full seduce and they just eat 3 portals worth of damage, they're just gonna die. It's like, this is probably gonna get changed before before it goes live. I have no doubts that it will be. It's probably gonna be nerfed. But I'll showcase some of it in some of the duels that I got coming up. All right, let's look at these Destro talents. Right here, Chaos Bolt is your first option. I have mixed feelings about this, just because Chaos Bolt has been the big Destruction Warlock ability for a long time. It's, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just kind of, I guess, tired of it, you know? Like, I'm tired of Destro just being this all-in Chaos Bolt only spec. I was kind of hoping that it would be further down on the trees, like maybe right here or here, maybe even down here. So that way, you know, you have options to create other builds that could be really good. You know, you could go for a really deep, big, heavy fire build, you know, where your fire damage just hits like a fucking truck. You know, I was kind of hoping for something like that. You know, just having more options instead of Chaos Bolt. But after testing and you seeing what they've done, you know, it's not bad. I'm all right with it. Right here you got Con Flag. It still has the standard 2 charges. Here they mentioned a new ability that they wanted to try out, that you can choose between Havoc or this new ability Mayhem. Mayhem you're not gonna run in PvP. You're gonna run it in maybe Mythic Plus. It could see some play in raids, like multi-target boss fights. You could see that. I could see it being played, but for PvP, you're still gonna select Havoc. Just, you know, you have access to double coils, double Chaos Bolts, double Incinerates, double everything. So you're still gonna play Havoc in PvP. Next here you have Backdraft. You know, Conflag reduces the cast time of your next Incinerator Chaos Bolt by 30%, max 2 charges. You have access to internal combustion or reverse entropy. I feel like you're going to slot reverse entropy just to have the extra haste, because, you know, internal combustion just doesn't feel that great for PvP, you know? You have Roaring Blaze or Improved Conflag. Improved Conflag is literally just the Cinders legendary from retail, except it doesn't give the cooldown reduction. So you still get the 3rd charge of Conflag. It's pretty good, but I'm personally selecting Roaring Blaze just because I like that extra 25% fire damage. Right here, I slotted Soulfire just because I'm an old head. What can I say? You know, I like Soulfire. It feels really great in duels. By the way, Soulfire hits like a truck. It hurts. It hurts bad. It's insane. I love it. Next up here, you know, you have Pandemonium. Havoc lasts 3 seconds longer, and Mayhem has an additional 10% chance to trigger. I feel like you're not really going to run these, really, either of these. If you did, maybe Pandemonium would be good for like raiding and stuff, but I didn't select it for right now. You have Improved Immolate, increases the duration of Immolate by 6 seconds. This is just a really good quality of life change, so you don't have to refresh Immolate as often. Really good. I love that. Right here, I selected Shadowburn because Shadowburn is just too good. You can't not have it. Decimation. This is a good one. This is a good one. Your Incinerate and Conflag cast on targets that have 5% or less health reduce the cooldown to Soulfire by 5 seconds. I really like this for duels, and I'm taking this anyway because it gives me access to Backlash. I have to select either Decimation or Fire and Brimstone, right? But see, Fire and Brimstone is no good in PvP. It's not. There's not a world really that you would run it. The other build that I could see happening, you know, in arenas and stuff, is they would probably go Pandemonium into Rolling Havoc to get access to Backlash. And Rolling Havoc, each time your spells duplicate to a Havoc target, gain 1% increased damage for 8 seconds. I feel like that's probably going to be the go-to for Destro arenas. But for dueling, I'm going to stick to Decimation and Soulfire. This next talent here, this one is interesting. I like it. When you fill up a Soul Shard, you have a 0% chance. This is going to change. Right now, it's just a typo, I'm sure. It's going to get updated as the alpha goes on. Basically, you have a chance to generate an additional full soul shard over 2 seconds when you fill up a soul shard standardly. So that's pretty good. Moving on, you got Conflagration and Chaos. Conflag and Shadowburn have a 50% chance to guarantee your next cast of the ability to critically strike, and the damage of it is increased by your critical strike chance. So if you go on a full crit stack and you have like 30% baseline critical strike chance, it's just going to buff it by 30%, basically, is what that means. Next row here, this one also really excited me. Backlash is back. Increases your critical strike chance by 4%. Basically, 4% buff to Chaos Bolt, by the way. And physical attacks against you have a 25% chance to make your next Incinerate instant cast. This is really good. I love this. It's going to help a lot with our mobile damage. It's just going to help us out a lot around the clock. Flashpoint. This is an old BFA Azerite talent coming back. Your Immolate deals periodic damage to a target above 80%. You gain 4% haste for 10 seconds. It stacks up to 3 times. So in total, that's 12% haste. I like this. I like this a lot. Next up, you have Ashen Remains. Chaos Bolt and Incinerate deal 10% increased damage to targets with Immolate on them. That's really good. I'm glad actually to see that following over into Dragonflight from Shadowlands, because I do like that conduit. You have Ruin. This is a good one too. Increases the damage of Conflag, Channel Demon Fire, Shadowburn, and Soulfire by 20%. I like running this because I'm running Roaring Blaze as well. So I'm really running a juicy fire build. I love it. I really love it. Moving on, next row. This one, I'm going to wait and see what happens when it goes live. I feel like you may not actually run Summon Infernal. It's just a guess, but I'm also going strictly based off the duels that I've done so far. Infernal, it's good to have that stun from the Infernal stun, but overall it feels like you don't really need it, because like the damage is just there, if that makes sense. The damage is there, so I don't want to give a yay or nay on Summon Infernal because I just didn't really get a chance to use it. You know, there were a couple opportunities where I was able to use it offensively for the stun that it gives, but other than that, I feel like we may not need to run Summon Infernal. However, this talent right here makes me feel like we might. Your Summon Infernal reduces the soul shard cost of your next 3 casts of Chaos Bolt, Shadowburn, or Rain of Fire by 1. Matter of fact, let me swap out of this real quick and see if that stacks. Okay, so 6 casts. Okay, so it's... Okay, so I was thinking maybe it reduces the soul shard cost by 2, but it doesn't look like it does. So it just... The next 6 casts would be 1 soul shard less. So I don't really feel like we'd be using that a whole lot, just because you don't have a load of backdraft procs, you know? So I'll wait and see what happens as you know, the alpha goes on and updates happen. I'll see what happens with this. This one right here you'll recognize, Ritual of Ruin. Every 15 soul shards spent grants Ritual of Ruin, making your next Chaos Bolt or Rain of Fire consume no soul shards and have its cast time reduced by 50%. This is currently the Destro Lock 2 set bonus on retail. However, it's been changed a little bit. On retail, it's 10 soul shards and instant cast. Here, it's 15 soul shards and 50%. However, you have this talent here. Ritual of Ruin requires 2 less soul shards spent. Let me see. 5. Okay, so it can go back to 10. Not bad. But I'm going to stick to Return to Ashes. Chaos Bolt and Rain of Fire increase the damage of your next 2 Incinerates by 30%, and it stacks to 4 times. This is nuts. I love this ability. The Incinerates hit like a truck. It feels amazing. When you stack it, like, you get a Chaos Bolt off, right? You get Roaring Blaze up, then you have buffs of this. You send a few Incinerates at the guy, like, they just hit like a truck, man. It's insane. Another talent, you have Avatar of Destruction right here. This is our 4 set on retail. When you consume the charge of Ritual of Ruin, you summon a Blasphemy for 8 seconds. You know, the fake Infernal. I don't know if I would run this, honestly. I don't know. I would probably end up running Madness of the Azure. Honestly. I probably would. Because when you slot it, here's what it does. Shadowburn increases the damage of Shadowburn by 25% for 4 seconds. And it's basically the Madness Legendary from retail. Chaos Bolt increases the damage of Chaos Bolt by 20% and reduces its cast time by 20%. So, either way, Madness is going to be a really good talent because sometimes, you have to Shadowburn twice in a row to land that kill. This is going to be really, really good. On top of that, since it affects Shadowburn, if you're being trained by melee, this is going to be a really good option, just to have that mobile damage, So, either way, it's going to be good. But Burn to Ashes is what I'm sticking with for right now. And so those are the Warlock talents that I'm looking at. Alright, next up here, I'm going to show you some of these duels that I did on the Alpha. Let you see a little bit of what Destro is like on the Alpha so far. I hope you guys enjoy these. Let me know in the comments what you think. He's gonna howl in a second. Fuck, man, you threw my pit. I win. So this is awkward. Soulfire him. Locked him. Banish the pet. Seduce him. Let's go. Seduce the monkey? Oh shit. Stormbolt him. I'm gonna coil him on his charge. Charge heals now, by the way. I'm gonna tongues the bitch. Lock him on board eruption. Impact, a lot of damage. Big am on him. Good am. I'm gonna shadow him. Never mind. that, okay. Blade storms. Pull him off that. Flame him. Port. He can't move, literally. Port the Shadow Bolt. Storm Bolt, I mean. Big Chaos Bolt. Seduce the charge. Soulfire. Shadow Fury. Chaos Bolt again. Shadow Burn. He's dead. Alright, let's try this. Who is? Seduce the bitch? No way, dude! We get 3 charges of this shit! Holy fuck, man! What?! 1, 2. You're just gonna get fucking owned, dude. Oh my god, it's not breaking Seduce! What? Holy shit! Oh my god, dude. I don't believe this shit right now, man. This is so good! He's running sack.